famous people can never not be famous. What I mean by that is think about the rise of any famous person. They get popular, then they explode, and then they're forever in the collective consciousness. They can never not be famous. Think about like Obama. No matter what he does for the rest of his life, he will always be known. No matter where he goes, no matter what happens, he is going to be a recognizable figure. Had he not have become president, he could have, traveled life in relative obscurity. It wouldn't have mattered. But for the rest of his life, he now needs to consider, hey, I'm a public figure. And he can't turn that off. You can't turn off fame. There's this absolute desire to push and to share and to grow. And don't get me wrong, I see the hypocriticism that I'm demonstrating now, right? Putting myself and my thoughts out there. But there's a different level from, the close-knit community that we are compared to the ultra stardom that you see from, famous and powerful people. I can't help but question what that does to someone. I remember when Justin Bieber was a lot younger and he was acting up and people were judging him and criticizing him and, thinking he should be a better role model and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, far out, if I was, 16 to 20 and I would walk into a room and girls were literally fainting because of my presence, what does that do to you, right? Like that was literally his reality. In some of my classes as a teacher, I would speak to the kids that went to his concerts and they were saying that happened to them. He came close enough to them, they fainted, like literally. That's gotta mess with your mind. Like that's not a normal human response. And I can't help but feel sympathetic to the uber famous people, particularly the ones that start young, because it's like, it just must be an absolute twist from the norm. They're not, like, let's say I became uber famous now, right? And all of a sudden all this fame came upon me. I've still got like a regular background with regular understanding of myself and the real world. But if I was famous from birth, the people around me would be a specific sort of person. The jobs and the tasks, the concept of money, right? If you've been given multi-million dollars when, people your age are earning $10 per hour or less, what does that do to your value of money? What does that do to your concept of what it means to work, to what it means to survive, to pay rent, to be struggling? It just puts you in a completely different planet. It's a bubble. There's no realism there. So to expect these people to act normally or to be normal role models, I think it's a bit it's a fallacy. How can they possibly do that? Everywhere they go, people are taking pictures of them, asking to see them, basically considering them to be, demigods on earth. And yet you expect them to act normally. I don't see how that's possible. I don't see how you can expect someone to be treated one way by everyone and then also act in the normal way. They're not normal. It's not a normal life. Same thing's true for politicians, same thing's true for royalty. Like everyone's obviously swayed by their path in life. Librarians are really kind of a different mold to riot police, which are a different kind of mold to MMA fighters, which are a different kind of mold to childcare workers, right? What you do in life and your upbringing will sway you and put you down different paths and make you act in certain ways, and you'll see certain things and all of that sort of stuff. I get that. But to be so different from the norm is just out of this planet. It fascinates me, that whole concept. I can't help but feel that it would be such a struggle for these people to relate and appear normal, and how they would be able to detach and step back and go, okay, this is, get that humility. There are a few stars out there that seem to be far more humble and realize their place and realize their station. I think the first one that pops to my mind is Keanu Reeves. There's all of these things that he's given away his money, he's traveling public transport, he's, humble. He's more regular, and he stands out because it's so abnormal for people in his class. Just something to consider. If you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe for more daily bit of knowledge. Cheers.